Hello and welcome. You're watching Express News. This is a show in which we take you through the top 100 news stories of the day. I'm Munmun. Let's get started. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today addressed the International Bharti Festival 2020 via video conferencing. Paying tributes to the great Bhartiyar, PM presented the Bharti Award for this year to the great scholar C.N. Vishwanathan Ji, who has dedicated his entire life to research on Bharti's works. Prime Minister congratulated the scholar C.N. Vishwanathan for receiving the Bharti Award for this year, who was presented the award during the event. PM said that Bhartiyar believed in a healthy mix between the ancient and the modern. He saw wisdom in staying connected with our roots as well as looking towards the future. He considered Tamil language and motherland India as his two eyes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today held the first virtual summit-level dialogue with President of Uzbekistan Shavkat Mirziyoyev. Prime Minister said that both nations stand together against terrorism. PM stressed on the achievements reached in 2 decades through peace agreements in Afghanistan. Prime Minister also focused on the joint cooperation of both the countries in COVID times. Prime Minister Modi highlighted the bilateral relations which encompass a wider canvas through joint working group to reach new skills in infrastructure, IT and training sectors. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar has said that the government is ready for discussions with farmers on provisions that they have objections on. Tomar said that farmers should end their agitation in the interest of the common people and try to resolve issues through talks. Paddy procurement for Kharif 2020-21 is continuing smoothly in the procuring states and union territories including Punjab and Haryana. Over 368.7 LMTs of paddy has been purchased from farmers till the 10th of December 2020 against the last year. Corresponding purchase of 300.97 LMT showing an increase of 22.5% over last year. Over 39.92 lakh farmers have benefited from KMs. West Bengal Governor Jagdeep Dhankar today submitted a report to the central government on the deteriorating law and order situation in Bengal. Dhankar, condemning Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's comments on an attack on BJP Chief JP Nadda's convoy, asked her to withdraw them and warned today. Governor Dhankar alleged that violators of law in the state have protection of police and administration. BJP has said some of its frontline leaders as well as workers sustained injuries after being assaulted by the state's ruling Trinamool Congress at Shirakol in Diamond Hub. In West Bengal, 3 FIRs have been registered in the Nadda attack case and 7 people apprehended in the case. Nadda's convoy was attacked when he was en route to Diamond Harbour. BJP workers have protested at various places in West Bengal against the attack on the convoy of BJP President JP Nadda. In Barakpur and Durgapur in North 24 Parganas of West Bengal, people staged a protest and took out a rally. Union Minister and senior BJP leader Prakash Javadekar has condemned the attack on BJP President JP Nadda in West Bengal. He slammed the state government for poor administration. Union Home Ministry has summoned West Bengal's DGP and Chief Secretary on Monday regarding the law and order situation in the state. This comes a day after the BJP's Chief JP Nadda's convoy was attacked. Nadda, along with BJP leaders Dilip Ghosh and Kailash Vijaywargiya, was on his way to Diamond Harbour to attend the party's organizational meeting when the convoy was attacked. BJP demanded that President's rule should be imposed in West Bengal due to deteriorating law and order situation and to hold free and fair elections in the state. On the 5th anniversary of the landmark Paris Climate Agreement, Union Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar said that India's aim to reduce carbon emissions remains intact. Javadekar stressed that as a responsible participant in world affairs, India has chosen to take part in combating climate change, already reducing emissions by over 20%. Javadekar said that India is one of the few countries which are Paris Agreement compliant, with only India being the country that has met specified commitments. The minister stressed that India has taken several significant steps to contribute towards mitigating the impact of climate change, including the launch of the International Solar Alliance. Javadekar also listed some of the major steps taken within India to reduce carbon emissions, including National Action Plan to mitigate climate change. CDS General Bipin Rawat delivered a keynote address at the Global Dialogue Security Summit through a virtual platform. He said that approach to security needs to be shifted from unilateral to multilateral mode, which mandates increasing training engagements. As a cold wave is sweeping across parts of India, several states are witnessing lower visibility due to fog. Air quality in national capital Delhi remains at very poor category. Uttar Pradesh's Kanpur was also seen shrouded by thick blanket of fog, which is expected to continue till the 14th of December. Union Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal today said that India and Sweden should work together to build a more resilient and strong partnership. Speaking at the CEO Forum of India-Sweden Strategic Business Partnership, he said that the year 2020 has been a challenging year, but let us convert this crisis into an opportunity. Goyal said that India provides one of the world's largest business opportunities. He said a renewed focus on technology will help us realign India's priorities, and Sweden will have an appropriate role to play, being a natural partner for innovation and growth. Indian Railways, through its 21 railway recruitment boards, is organizing mega recruitment drive in 3 phases starting from the 15th of December 2020 for filling up about 1.4 lakh vacancies. Over 2.44 crore candidates will be appearing in different cities across the country. Preparations for the conduct of exams are in full swing. Indian Railways has launched another major IT initiative towards according priority for the well-being of its workforce. The new system will improve the quality of health services and aid in utilization of resources in a transparent manner. After touching its all-time intraday high of 46,309.63, the 30-share BSE index settled 139.13 points or 0.3% up at 46,099.01, just shy of its closing record. Broader NSE Nifty rose 35.55 points or 0.26% to 13,513.85. Rupee ended flat at 73.66 per dollar amid volatile trading seen in the domestic equity market. Crude oil eased by 15 rupees or 0.43% to 3,462 rupees per dollar with a business volume of 2,076 lots. Gold on Friday had closed at 49,097 rupees per 10 gram. Silver also declined by 16 rupees to 62,734 per kilogram. Petrol and diesel prices were not hiked for 4th day in a row on Friday after being hiked for 7 days in a row. In Delhi, the price of petrol remained constant at 83.71 rupees per litre and diesel was unchanged at 73.87 rupees per litre. India's total active case load has significantly dropped to 3.63 lakh today. This is the lowest after 146 days. The total active cases were 3,58,692 on the 18th of July 2020. The country has reported a trend of sustained decrease in the number of active cases. India's present active caseload consists of just 3.71% of India's total positive cases. 37,528 cases of recoveries have taken place and they've been discharged in the last 24 hours. This has led to a net decline of 8,544 from the total active caseload. India has registered less than 30,000 new daily cases in the last 24 hours. The number of daily new cases in the last 24 hours is 29,398. The total recovered cases are nearing 93 lakh. The gap between recovered cases and active cases, that is steadily increasing, has crossed 89 lakh today and presently stands at 89 lakh 27,085. The difference in the new recoveries outnumbering new cases has also improved. The recovery rate is now 94.84%. 79.9% of the new recovered cases are observed to be concentrated in 10 states and union territories. 414 case fatalities have been reported in the past 24 hours. 10 states and union territories account for 79.95% of the new deaths. Maharashtra saw the maximum casualties at 70. Delhi and West Bengal followed with 61 and 49 daily deaths respectively. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan said that 260 vaccine candidates are in different stages of development globally, out of which 8 are scheduled to be manufactured in India, including 3 indigenous ones. Over 7 crore 8 lakh 32,000 people have been affected by the virus, with over 4 crore 92 lakh having recovered from it globally. COVID-19 has claimed more than 15 lakh 90,000 lives worldwide. The United States remains worst affected from the virus, with highest caseload and fatalities. The number of cases of infection in US has crossed 1 crore 60 lakh, while more than 2 lakh 99,000 people have lost their lives from it. In the US, the Pfizer-Inc.'s coronavirus vaccine has been endorsed by a panel of outside advisors to the US Food and Drug Administration. The US FDA vote paved the way for the agency to authorize the shot. The panel also discussed concerns raised by 2 reports of serious allergic reactions among vaccine recipients in Britain. The committee outweighed the risks of taking the shot for individuals aged 16 and above. After the approval, facilities at Los Angeles have begun the process to store the vaccines in ultra-cold freezer units. In Brazil, attention arose between federal government and state governors over procurement of doses of COVID-19 vaccine made by China's Sinovac biotech. President Bolsonaro refused to buy the Chinese vaccine for a natural immunization program, as the vaccine has not yet completed testing. In Brazil, the federal government has assigned a letter of intent to buy 70 million doses from Pfizer, as well as around 100 million doses from AstraZeneca. Russia has agreed to a deal with Argentina to supply 10 million doses of its Sputnik V COVID-19 vaccine, which will allow the country to start vaccinating people this month. Argentinian President Alberto Fernandez said that over 3 lakh people will be vaccinated by January. The first batch of Sputnik V doses will arrive in December and will cost less than $20 per person. Los Angeles Unified School District has ordered a ban on all in-person tutoring, keeping in view the rising cases of COVID-19 in California. Hundreds of students of Los Angeles area school will now be learning virtually from home. Geneva's restaurants have reopened after a month-long COVID-19 induced lockdown, although the Swiss government has ordered to close restaurants at 7 p.m. till the 20th of January. France has decided not to reopen its museums, cinemas and theatres next week as the country sees swelling up of COVID-19 cases. Turkey President Tayyip Erdogan said that Turkey could open its border gates to Armenia if positive steps are taken by Armenia for regional peace. UK's Prime Minister Boris Johnson said that the UK will fail to strike a post-Brexit trade deal with the EU. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu welcomed President Donald Trump's announcement of a normalization deal between Israel and Morocco as a historic peace between the two nations. Lawmakers in Argentina debated on a bill to legalize abortion amid Argentines carrying green scarves rallied outside Congress in support of the bill. Jews in Dubai celebrated the first day of Hanukkah. The celebrations were hosted at the foot of Dubai's iconic Burj Khalifa, with the tallest building in the world lighting up for the event. The Nobel laureates in physics, chemistry, medicine, literature and economic sciences received their awards in their home countries for the first time since 1956. Usually, the ceremony is being held on the 10th of December on the death anniversary of Swedish industrialist Alfred Nobel, who founded the awards. In a visual delight for visitors, an ice cave which forms naturally on a high-altitude glacier in the Swiss Alps became accessible on Thursday at the huge blue vault of the Ice Cathedral in Les Dabelritz, Switzerland. The cave has a rounded ceiling made of thick ice about 5 meters high and is about 20 meters long. The site can be reached on foot in 15 minutes from the chairlift at Glacier 3000 above the resort of Les Dabelritz. A lonely raccoon who spent almost 3 days freezing on a tree in a Moscow park was saved from his plight by the Russian rescuers. The emergency ministry said in a social media post that Moscow firefighters were coming back from a call when they accidentally noticed a crowd of people gathered around a tree with a raccoon on top of it. After a hectic day dishing up almost 200 bowls of ramen during a non-stop 7-hour service, Yashiro Haga's small shop is finally quiet in Tokyo. Haga closed his ramen shop on Thursday after 15 years because of dwindling sales due to the coronavirus pandemic. Walt Disney Company announced a heavy slate of new productions for its streaming services, including Marvel and Star Wars series on Disney Plus and programming from reality fan favorites The Kardashians for Hulu. For more than 2 decades, Vietnamese collector of European church clocks Pham Van Thuc has scoured the whole of Europe in search of historical church clocks, bringing them back to his home in Vietnam. He now has 20 clocks, many hundreds of years old, housed in a warehouse in northern Thai Binh province, where they fill the air with a cacophony of whirring noises, ticking and chimes. In China, over 8,000 pigeons were released into the sky, setting off from Hebei province, with most of them heading for Shanghai, some 1,000 kilometers south. This was just one of a number of large-scale pigeon races held this year in China, where the sport of pigeon racing, with its long history, is growing in popularity. Dubai's residents, wrapped in blankets, attended the opening of a Dubai cinema hosted by Sky Complex. And surrounded by snow and Christmas decorations, people sat in the makeshift cinema, sipping hot chocolate and watching a movie. A cafe in Berlin has transformed itself into an atelier for painters who can be seen putting color on canvas by curious pedestrians or art lovers via an online live stream. Café Berrio in the German capital's upscale neighborhood of Schönberg had served as an art gallery as well as a cafe before the pandemic, and the closure imposed last month inspired owner Anina Schrock to open the empty premises to artists. Barcelona skateboarder has proved that height is no big deal. Peter Stantchev has an arsenal of skateboarding tricks that he likes to flaunt on the streets of Barcelona. He's about half the height of most of the people he skates, but he slides his board on the same ledges and jumps the same high stairs. In London, a zoo has been decorated to add a touch of festive joy to their park with handmade Christmas wreaths, a pair of cheeky llamas and other ideas. Llamas Ande and Dainty quickly made a meal out of the festive decor pinned to their enclosures. Rohit Sharma will fly to Australia over the weekend. The National Cricket Academy in Bengaluru cleared him following a final assessment which included tests of both his skills and his fitness. Rohit Sharma has to undergo a mandatory quarantine of 14 days after reaching Australia. He will be available for selection for the last 2 tests of the 4-match series. Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton is declared fit to race in Abu Dhabi after recovering from COVID-19. The FIA, Formula One and Mercedes confirmed that Hamilton had passed a number of negative COVID-19 tests after completing a 10-day quarantine period in Bahrain. Hamilton has already arrived in Abu Dhabi, where he tested negative for a further time. The 7-time world champion was forced to miss the Sakir Grand Prix after returning a positive COVID-19 test prior to the race weekend. Riyanshu Negi has signed with the DME Sports Academy, Florida, becoming the 4th male student athlete from NBA Academy, India, to commit to a high school or college basketball program in the US. 18-year-old Riyanshu Negi is from RUPEE, Uttarakhand. Negi has been part of multiple basketball development camps organized by the NBA. Arsenal finished the Europa League Group B campaign with a 100% record as they overcame DUNDALK in muddy conditions at the Aviva Stadium. The Gunners won the match against DUNDALK 4-2. Eddie Ketia gave the Gunners the lead in 12th minute. El Nini, Willock and Balogun were the scores, others in fact, to score for the Gunners. Tottenham Hotspur secured first place in Europa League Group J with a 2-0 home win over Royal Antwerp thanks to second-half goals from Carlos Vinicius and Giovanni Lo Cello on Thursday. The win over Antwerp means SPURS will be seeded in the last 32, thereby avoiding some of the favourites in Monday's draw. Leicester defeated Athens 2-0 in the Europa League. Cengiz Under opened his account for Leicester in the match. The winger is on a year's loan from Roma. Leicester finished top of the Europa League group. This means Brendan Rodgers' team will be seeded in Monday's last 32 draw. Rapper Cardi B has been named Woman of the Year for Billboard's 15th annual Women in Music event. Jennifer Lopez will also be honored with this year's prestigious Icon Award for her impact in the music industry and the greater artistic community. British actress Barbara Windsor, known for her role as a star of the Carry On film series and as landlady Peggy Michelle in the soap EastEnders, has died at the age of 83. Windsor had been diagnosed with the disease in 2014 and had moved to a care home earlier this year. Walt Disney Company announced a raft of new Star Wars content for movie theaters and its streaming service, including a feature film from Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins. The entertainment company detailed 10 new TV shows based on favorite characters from the sci-fi saga, including smuggler Lando Calrissian and droids C-3PO and R2-D2. Trailer for the upcoming MCU TV series Loki is out. The series, which revolves around the titular trickster, god and former supervillain, looks weird in an amazing way. Tom Hiddleston reprises his role of Loki in the series. K-pop group BTS was named Entertainer of the Year by Time magazine on Thursday, capping a breakthrough year in the United States for the South Korean boy band. The 7-member band, which made its debut in 2013, has become one of the world's most popular with its upbeat dancey songs and an army of adoring fans. Trailer for TV series The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is out. The series is set after the events of Avengers Endgame and follows the two superheroes in their adventures together. The trailer promises oodles of action and the inevitably uneasy relationship the two will share before becoming fast friends. The trailer for WandaVision is out. The series is about Wanda Maximoff and Vision as they find themselves in an idyllic suburban life with all the domestic bliss a married couple would require. After winning hearts with his cinematic performances, actor R. Madhavan, along with his brother Subya Yogan, has embarked upon a new eco-friendly project after coming across a piece of exhausted and barren land in a village near Tamil Nadu's Palani. Streaming entertainment service Eros Now on Friday announced the new slate, which includes 33 film premieres and 13 originals in more than 8 languages. Apart from the originals and film premieres, 30 quickies and 10 short films will also be added to the slate. Filmmakers Ashutosh Gowarikar and Bhushan Kumar announced their new movie Tulsidas Jr. on Friday, directed by Missed Call fame Ridul. The sports drama will star Sanjay Dutt, Rajiv Kapoor and child artist Varun Buddhadev. Anushka Sharma and Virat Kohli are celebrating their third wedding anniversary on Friday. To make the day special, the Indian skipper shared a beautiful picture of wife Anushka from their wedding day. Anushka also posted an adorable photograph. Sharing the photo, Anushka wrote, "3 years of us and very soon 3 of us." Starring Kiara Advani in the lead role, Bollywood movie Indu Ki Jawani has finally hit theatres. The movie's plot revolves around Indu, played by Advani, who likes to experiment with her dating life. Set in Ghaziabad, the film explores Indu's misadventures after she swipes right on a Pakistani man. And legendary actor, philanthropist and former politician Dilip Kumar ringed into his 98th birthday on Friday. The actor is credited for bringing the technique of method acting to the Indian cinema. He was last seen on the big screen in Killa in 1998 and was honoured with the Dada Saheb Phalke Award in 1994 and the Padma Vibhushan in 2015. That's it then in this edition of Express News. News and updates will continue on DD India. Stay tuned.